this? Hello, folks. I'm a few minutes late. I don't know. I always try to get on here on time, but it just doesn't work that way. So I'm gonna wait for a few minutes, just a few, and then I will begin. Child. How's everybody doing out there? On this last day of the month of December, on this last day of 2023. All right, I'm going to start because I got stuff to do. So, yeah. Anyway, hi. I am Tanisha, your host, aka Mz.KIR, well, poetically known as Mz.KIR. And this is the Writer's Block presents Mz.KIR's End of the Year. Poetic Live. This is the last 2023 Poetic Live from me, Mz.KIR, capital K-I-R, representing the Writer's Block. The Writer's Block, baby. What? How y'all doing? It's been a year. It's been a year, but I'm very grateful. Stuff / SWIT, SWIT, was real. Was really, really real. But I also had some good times during this year too. So shouting out for all the good times, all the fun I had this year. And thankful for God getting me through all the trials and storms and other things that I went through this 2023 year. I did post something about my public service announcement about things that I'm going to take into 2024 and some things that I'm going to leave in 2023, or things that needs to be left in 2023. I'm going to talk about that for a little bit before I get into my poems. I learned a lot of things this year, and some things that I'm going to take into 2024 is patience. Patience. Because it's important to have patience. And I have been trying to develop that for many years, and I have been told that I'm a pretty patient person. People have no idea. But yeah. So I'm going to take into 2024 patience. Patience, yes. Patience. What I want to leave in 2023, dumb SWIT. Dumb SWIT, dumb, stupid, unnecessary SWIT. We left in 2023. I'm going to take into 2024 my continued peace Namaste, and my tranquility and my serenity. Some people full of wisdom, D-U-M-B, and some people full of wisdom, W-I-S-D-O-M. Some have the wisdom, D-U-M-B, and some have the wisdom, W-I-S-D-O-M. But yeah, I'm going to take into 2024 being unbothered by stupidity, buffoonery, because yeah. And that's all for now. I'm going to start the live because, like I said, I got stuff to do. So, again, hello. Hope everybody's good. Hope everybody had a good day. I'm going to start. Let's see. I don't know which one I'm going to do. Let me see. Oh, hold on, folks. Okay, I'm going to start off. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to start off with a poem that I did over the summer. This is called Can You Hear Me? Okay, there are 3 parts to it. Not quite sure if I'm going to do all 3. But in any event, I'm going to start off with this one. This is Can You Hear Me? The original by me. Mz.KIR, capital K, capital I, capital R, written August 2023, this year. Can you hear me? All right, and then I'm going to give you the drum roll in the tradition of the writer's block. Okay, here it go. Here it go. My poem spit flows like likes of Jean Grey's Super Love, even for the haters. I got the anthem. My verbal thoughts from my pen, never ending but trending. People relating to my stories written but told in oratory. Never boring with spoken words, pouring creativity. Verses flowing fundamentally. Can you hear the words of the poet? And that was Can You Hear Me? Hey, Cuzzo. Shout out to my Cuzzo, Isha Yaka. What's going on, Cuzzo? And that was Can You Hear Me? The original. Not to be confused with the remix or the remix to the remix. And I like to give my friend a shout out again for giving me that title. He's not on Facebook, but shout out to him for giving me that title. Can You Hear Me? Kind of an ode to Jean Grey. A very great, dope lyricist because, you know, some of these, well, a lot of these new rappers is trash. And, yeah, some of them need to be left behind here in 2023 because they trash. Yeah. Anytime I got to Google to see what the heck you talking about, or anytime you just talking about something stupid, like, no. Because people too busy trying to make money off of hip-hop and forgetting that it's supposed to be about lyricism and talents and just anybody just going into the booth spitting stupid stuff, like stupid, dumb sweat. And I'm offended because I love my hip hop. So when I listen to some of this new hip hop, I get very offended when I hear some of these rappers. I'm like, poor hip hop. Poor hip hop. Like, seriously. But I'll rep for the days of old when hip hop had soul. Excerpt from one of my poems. For the love of hip hop. For the love of hip hop. Hip hop still lives. It still lives. It's kind of in intensive care, but it still lives. It still lives. So anyway, again, folks, that was Can You Hear Me? Part 1. All right. Ooh, I'm about to have a hot flash. Hold on. Ooh, somebody Jodeci. Okay. These hot flashes be real, folks. Just give me a moment. Ooh-cha. Okay, the show must go on. Just know I'm sweating profusely here right now. And I want to stick my head in the freezer, but I cannot because I'm on the live. But I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. Okay. So the next poem. Oh, wow. Ironically, I turned right to it. So I guess it was meant for me to read it. This is Can You Hear Me? The remix. This is the remix. Can you hear me? The remix. And by the way, can you hear me? The remix, I think, is one of the best out of all three, I think, for me. And drum roll for Can You Hear Me? The remix. Not to be confused with the original that I just read. Thank you. Drum rolling. Can you hear me? The remix. And it goes a little something like this. Can you hear me? Do you hear me? Feel me? Are you listening? My verses are verbally eloquent. I'm an intelligent lady of oratory, sharing with you my stories. The pen is my best friend. I stay grounded. I'm very well-rounded, a walking expression, uttering poems, fundamentally flowing lyrics, poured creatively in a cup of tea, sipping slowly. Another word from a poet. Speaking of creativity, this is Kaumba today. 6th day of Kwanzaa. Kaumba meaning creativity. So, drum roll again for Can You Hear Me? The remix. Okay. Like I said, I just automatically turned to that page, so I guess it was meant for me to read the remix as well. And so moving on, the next poem is another remix, and this is Tanisha's story because some of my poems are autobiographical, not all. But this one is, and that's why it's entitled Tanisha's Story, Part 2. Part 2. 1 and 2. And drum rolling for it. Wish I could do some music, but there will not be any music tonight. Sorry. Maybe for the next Poetic Live. Maybe. Yeah, there's no music tonight. Sorry, folks. Sorry. I don't have my other device to play the music tonight in my Bernie Mac voice. And this again is Tanisha's Story, Part 2. I am free, but a mystery to many. I am poetry form in an old soul child, inking thoughts I've sought my inner self. Through long journeys, I've got plenty shared testimonies. My life's verses poetic like Psalms and Proverbs. I bared many woes like Job. I prayed for Solomon's wisdom. God granted me many blessings. Like Jabez's prayers, he listened and heard my cries. And that was Tanisha's Story, Part 2, the remix. That was the remix. Okay. The next poem. Let's see. Usually I have what I'm going to do, but I didn't do that this go around. Sorry. Let's see. Okay, so this is part 3 to an original poem. This is called Skintiment. Skintiment, the original was written back in 2020. This is part 3, and this was written September of this year, 2023. Because sometimes I do remixes years later. Sometimes days later, weeks later. But yeah, sometimes I do remixes years later. So this is one of them. And I'm drum rolling for Skintiment Part 3, the remix to the remix. Ah, how marvelous are the color codes of my people. Look at the array of our beautiful melanated skin. We are caramel, toffee, cocoa, and fudge. Tantalizing, mesmerizing, yes, unforgettable glow. Glow. And that was Skintiment Part 3, the remix to the remix by me, Mz.KIR. Oh yeah, I didn't do my celebrity birthdays in the tradition of the writer's block. I normally do my celebrity birthdays, and I don't have the book, and my assistant is unable to hand me that at this moment. So we're just going to continue with the poems. Next up. Okay, so I guess it was meant for me to read all 3 of the Can You Hear Me series. So this is part 3, the remix to the remix, because I read part 1, the original, and I read the remix. So this is part 3. Can you hear me? Drum rolling. I really miss the drum circle, and I know I've said that before, but I really do. And shout out again to Dave Miller and the drum. I never remember the name of it. The drum Earth Movers Circle. I think that is what it is. I'm not sure. But again, shout out to Dave Miller. I miss drumming. Those were good times at the Soma Center in Highland Park. I used to go and get my drum on. Missed that. Really did. Oh yeah, and before I do this, not to sidestep what I'm about to do, but does anybody know who that lives in Highland Park why Quick Check is closing in about a week or so? Because I was in there and I heard one of the workers saying that they were closing. I'm like, what? Why? Like, we already don't have a supermarket. Like, so I just want to know, anybody Somebody Jodeci out there who lives out in the park, can you tell me why Quick Check is closing? Why? Because I got some questions about why. Why? I want to know why. Why? Why? Okay. Back to, can you hear me? I need to be heard. Can you hear me? I want to be heard. Can you hear me? My narrative chronicles life situations, penning rhymes of revelations, prompting spoken communication like a DJ's playlist on rotation. Metaphors got this pen spinning. We're gonna rewind because I just totally messed that up. And yeah, can't be messing up my own poems. Not a good look. So we're gonna rewind. I'm gonna do that again. Drum rolling for Can You Hear Me? 3, the remix to the remix. I need to be heard. Can you hear me? I want to be heard. Can you hear me? My narrative chronicles life situations, penning rhymes of revelations, prompting spoken communication like a DJ's playlist on rotation. Metaphors got this pen spinning. Prolific poems, originally on vinyl but digitally remastered, or hard copies, Essence magazines from cover to cover. Inspiration hovering, uncovering artistic symbolism, profound thoughts, internalizing, verbalizing this oral message that I have spoken. Did you hear what I said? So that was Can You Hear Me? Part 3. Had to do the rewind. It's kind of messed it up the first time. You know, can't be messing up the poems. That ain't cool. It's not a good look. All right. The next poem. Okay, this is an ode to Miss Angelou and the Caged Bird, the remix. This is not to be confused with the original. This was written September of 2023. And as a lot of you know, and for those who don't know, I am a huge Maya Angelou fan. She's like my poetic hero. Like, I want to be as gifted and prolific as her. Very great, iconic poet. So this is an ode to Miss Maya Angelou and the Caged Bird. This is the remix because she had the book I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, which sparked the original poem, an ode to Miss Maya Angelou and the Caged Bird. So this is the remix. And it goes a little something like this. Remix. 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 Okay. The caged bird flies around in his cage with one damaged wing. He sings the songs of the troubled souls. His goal is to emerge from the cage. With a healed wing, he feels the sorrow of those who silently suffer. An ode to Miss Angelou and the Caged Bird, the remix. Because she knew why the Caged Bird sings. So, there it is, folks. The remix. Okay. The next. This is the evening of the remix. That's what I do. Remix poems. So, if at any time you hear somebody say they remixed a poem or they're going to remix a poem, they got that from me. That's what I do. I write originals and I write remixes. Because if you could remix an R&B song then I, Mz.KIR, me, can remix the poem. There it is, Nas voice. So this is Unspoken 2, the remix. Now, I'm not sure if I'll be reading Unspoken, the original. But this is the remix, not to be confused with the original. And again, shout out to my friend for giving me the title Unspoken. Bless his heart. Gives me titles when I need them for my poems. So this is Unspoken 2. Drum rolling for Unspoken 2, the remix. Hey, Ladine Frazier, what's happening, girl? Unspoken 2, the remix. Hypnotizing eyes tell of unspoken words as they tantalize my soul. We are in unison, connecting like quilt patches. Our minds' melodies filled the songs of life, not at all like them blues or even yesterday's blues. We flow like paradise with tender kisses expressed in unspoken words. So that was Unspoken 2. And I threw a little ode to Sade, because I love me some Sade. That's like my auntie in my head. No, love me some Sade. So I threw in a little Sade up in there. And a little, what is her name? From back in the day. Name is not coming to me, but that tender kisses part, I was thinking of her. What is her name? Back in the day singer, I can't think of her name. Somebody Jodeci help me. Oh, goodness. I can't think of her name. But in any event. Yeah, I got, it's a little ode to Sade and the other old school singer. I can't think of her name. Somebody Jodeci. It'll come to me probably after. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. Tracy Spencer. Yes, Tracy Spencer. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay. So the next one. Oh, okay. This is Unspoken 3. Well, I guess it was meant for me to read that too. So drum rolling for Unspoken 3. Dave Miller, if you're watching or if you're going to watch, I miss the drum circle. I miss it. Really miss it. Okay, here we go. Unspoken 3, the remix to the remix. Your eyes speak many unspoken words. The unspoken connection of our minds speak verse, birthing undeniable chemistry between you and I, making history like the Guinness Book of World Records. It was her story plus his story, which created our story, an amazing story collectively. Take a journey with me. Look into my innermost thoughts. Your eyes speak many genres. We are hip-hop, rock, and funk-infused vibes. I smile, thinking of our best moments in time. Unspoken 3. An original by me, Mz.KIR, and this was written November of 2023. Drum rolling for Unspoken 3. I think my assistant is available now, so I'm going to ask my assistant for my book. Kaden, I need you to bring my book, please. My notebook with the celebrity birthdays. Unspoken 3, the remix to the remix. Thank you. All right. And shout out to my assistant for bringing my books, celebrities, birthdays. And as I promised, I'm going to read you November's because I didn't have it last month to do. So I said I was going to do November and December. So drum roll first for November celebrity birthdays. Danny DeVito. And I say that because we share a birthday. He's my birthday twin. We have, RuPaul, Martin Scorsese, Rachel McAdams, Ronnie DeVoe, Demi Moore, Yolanda King, Eve, my Scorpion sister, Yuga from Wu-Tang, Sue, ODB, Nelly, P. Diddy, yes, I'm gonna say on that. David Schwimmer, Lisa Bonet, Peter Davidson, Arsenio Hall, Sammy Sosa, Tamala Jones, Leonardo DiCaprio, Demi Moore, Brittany Murphy, Lou Ferrigno, the Hawk. Missed that show. I remember when I was little watching that show, and he used to get mad and be like, "Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry." And then we would turn green and then turn into the Hulk. The Hulk. Lou Ferrigno. Okay, we also have actress Dorothy Dandridge, French Montana, Alfre Woodard, Bonnie Raitt, Ethan Hawke, Kris Jenner, Kendall Jenner, Tina Turner, Mike Epps, Damon Wayans, Bria Murphy, and Sandra Detton, we got Cisco, Scarface, Donnie McClurkin, Thandie Newton, Belinda Talbert, Ralph Macchio, Colin Kaepernick, Lauren Velez, Stevie J, Eric B, Tracy Morgan, Warren G, Roxanne Shante, Sinbad, Trey Smith, Omarion, or should I say O'Melon? I will never forget that verses. I will never forget that verses. Oh, Omarion, O'Melon. Roland Martin, Adina Howard, Reverend Run, Alexander O'Neill, Karen Clark Sheard, Winston Duke, Noah Gray KB, Allison Felix, Delroy Lindo, and Latavia Robinson. So those were the November celebrity birthdays. And the non-celebrity November birthdays from our fellow peeps here in the land of Facebook. Asada Knox, my homie, affectionately known as Not Not. And we have Gloria Prince, Tyez Wan Music, Anful Muhammad Jenkins, moi, Yvette Hutchinson, Angel Martinez, Wakiba Julian, Crowlett, I never say his name right, Crowlett Dame Adams, Lord, I'm sorry, just butchered the man's name. Kenneth Lambert, Shamika Watson, Naomi Wallace Baxter, and RIP to fellow Writers Block member Bernice Mbagdawa, Audrey Williams, Connie Bomar, Roberta Chandler, and that's all I have written for the non-celebrity November birthdays. And Levine Hamilton. So shout out to the non-celebrity November babies. And let's see. I'm gonna quickly run through the December celebrity birthdays. Nicki Minaj, Jay-Z, Ernie Hudson, Milton Howery, Sean Patrick, J.B. Smoove, Kiara Muhammad, Michael McCreary, Layla Hathaway, William Anthony Perry, George Gore II from My Wife and Kids, Hal Williams, Jamie Foxx, Nene Leakes, Morris Day. I always wanted to go to a Time concert. That'd be dope. Regina Hall, Dionne Warwick, Monique, Justine Simmons, Most Def, Jermaine Jackson, Raven Simone, Tiana Taylor, Evelyn Lozado, Nia Peebles, Stacey Abrams, Country Wayne, Wendell Pierce, Chrisette Michelle, Tyler Williams, no, Tylen Williams, brother of Tyler Williams from Everybody Hates Chris. Jeffrey Wright, Terrell Owens, Larry Bird, Frankie Beverly, Donnell Rollins, Melissa Morgan, Paula Payton, Lauren London, Carrie Hilson, Ross Bagley from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Michelle A., Christopher B. Duncan, Tony Todd, Tyra Banks, Orlando Brown, and Lil Baby. So those are the December celebrity birthdays. And for the non-December, why do I keep saying non-December? For the non-celebrity December birthdays, we have Jennifer McKiernan. We have T Noodle, the young retired poet with an old soul. Who else got a birthday in December? Michelle Cox of Poetic Princess. And I didn't write down the non-celebrity December birthday. Sorry, folks. So whoever's birthday is in the month of December, shout outs to you. You get a shout out, and you, and you, and you, and you, and whoever else's birthday is in the month of December. So shout outs to the December babies. And now back to my poems. Let's see. Okay, so this is an ode to my poetic sisters, part 3. Shout out to Miss Wonderment, aka Justine Luca. Her and I, we go way back in the time, way back. We used to post our poems on a site called the Poetry Corner back in the day. Her and Makis Worth and Genevieve Powell. Well, me and Genevieve, we go back farther than that. Back to like our website. What is it called? Poetry Poems. So Genevieve and I, we go way back too. Anyway, this is an ode to Miss Wonderment, poessence of spoken word, and Justified Sister. So I don't know, I was just thinking about these guys, and I just came up with this really short poem called An Ode to My Poetic Sisters. And so I did this part 3, not to be confused with the original nor the remix. I did this remix to the remix November of this year, and it goes a little something like this. Drum rolling for An Ode to My Poetic Sisters. Short, but it says a lot. In the essence of spoken words, enter lyrical speeches justified by sisters in verses. Ah, the wonderment of poetry flowing in word plays, the depths of me and of reality keeps it real with the force to be reckoned with. And I'm going to read that again for marination. Yes, marination. That is a word. It's one of my words. So drum rolling again for An Ode to My Poetic Sisters, part 3. In the essence of poetic spoken words, enter lyrical speeches justified by sisters in verses. Ah, the wonderment of poetry flowing in word plays. The depths of me and of reality keep it real with the force to be reckoned with. So that was An Ode to Me and My Poetic Sisters, part 3. Shout out to Poessence of Spoken Words, Genevieve Powell, aka Lyrical Speech, Justified Sister. Okay. Next is liberty. And this was written November 25th of 2023. So it goes a little something like this. Drum rolling for liberty, an original poem. Liberty. 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 When will freedom ring? I sing collective songs sung with perspective from my ancestors, from Jim Crow to the now new era. We shall overcome the very presence of our dark past. So there it is, liberty. An original by me, Mz.KIR, and that was written November 25th, 2023. All right, the next poem. I'm going to read some of my newer ones that I wrote this month. And this is called Prayer. And prayer is very important, especially for me. Keeps my sanity. And so I wrote this poem. It's very short. But as I always say, I don't have to say a lot to say a lot. So this is Prayer, an original by me, Mz.KIR. And drum roll. On bended knee I bow before thee, Almighty, humble in his presence. I have cried, and he has dried my eyes. I strive for the prize of eternal life. There it is, the prayer. There it is. And that title, I was just thinking about the dog, DMX, for that title. Okay. Let's see. This is Beauty Beholding, the remix. And it goes like this. My black don't crack. My skin is timeless. I appreciate the melanin outward in and on my skin. I see its beauty in my regality. And that was Beauty Beholding, the remix, written December 10th, 2023. This year. This year, folks. Okay? This year. Okay, hold on. Having a hot flash again. Bear with me. Who's Nigel to see? Go down some water. Oh, whew, child. Okay. Still hot, but I'll be all right. Okay. This is called Asada, an ode to Asada Shakur. This is part 3. Not to be confused with the original or the remix. I read her book twice. Oh. Somebody jealousy. Okay. As I was saying, I read her book twice, and it was a great book, great read. So, shout out to former Black Panther, former Black liberationist Asada Shakur, aka Joanne Chesimard. This is entitled Asada 3, Warrior Woman. Drum rolling. Power to the people. Revolutionary, revolutionary. Fist in the air, revolutionary. Black Panther, Black liberator, a true fighter for liberation. All she wanted was to elevate our people. She gave a voice to the voiceless, soul warrior living by the rules of engagement. And that was Asada 3, Warrior Woman. And the last part, Rules of Engagement, by this author here, Stacey Abrams. I have not even finished this book, and I took it out 2 weeks ago, but I'm going to finish it up. This is a good book so far. But anyway, this is a good book, and so I was thinking about that for the last verse. Okay. The next poem is untitled. So I need a title. So anybody out there, anybody out there in the land of Facebook, need a title for this poem. And drum rolling for it after I get through this hot flash. I want to stick my head in that freezer so bad right now, folks. So bad right now. Okay, here we go. Shattered masters of many pieces, glued back together by the Most High. We have our stories. He has made us the authors of our books. We are creations wondrously created. And that was untitled. By me, Mz.KIR. Okay, the next one. Oh yeah, I wrote this December 10th, 2023. It's my Jodeci. Okay, the next poem is entitled My Sun, S-U-N, like the sun in the sky. And it goes a little something like this. This is a little dedication to Lil K, aka Big Dude, formerly known as Lil Big Dude, but he's Big Dude now because he's tall. So, Big Dude. So this is called My Sun, and it goes like this. My sun is sun, shining star. My sun's light shines bright. He is my blessing, built different, one of a kind that cannot be duplicated. There it is. My Sun, S-U-N. That's the title. Ooh, original poem by me. And so, you know what I had to do? It's the remix. So, drum rolling for My Sun, S-U-N, the remix. My shining star sun, he is the light of my world. He is the sun of suns. He is my gift. He is one of a kind. That was My Sun, S-U-N, and the original remix also by me, Mz.KIR. Okay, the next one. This is an ode to T Noodle, Sinque poem. No, I didn't even say that right. Sinquain poem. Okay. I'm all over the place with this. Anyway, this is a Sinque poem in an ode to T Noodle. And it goes like this, drum rolling, after this hot flash. Whew, somebody Jodeci. Okay. Tanea, oldest, first child, so amazing, a wonderful inspiration to many, princess evolving into a beautiful woman, greatness. Bam. That was Ode to T Noodle, a Sinque poem. I still ain't said it right, but for those fellow poets, y'all know what I'm saying. That's it. In my Nas voice. There it is. Okay. So the next one is entitled Mother and Mama's Delight. So, drum rolling. Mother, life giver, nurturer, loving, teacher, the hardest job ever, rewarding. That was Mother 1. And here's Mother's Delight. Mama always likes to smile. Mama always likes to laugh. Mama is a charismatic lady. Mama is one classy woman. She is love. So that was Mama's Delight. And those were written December 12th, 2023. Okay. This next one is called Billie Holiday. And I'd like to hear it go. Drum rolling for Billie Holiday. Lady of day sung her blues. Her soul was weary. Strange fruit caused her more pain. A hard knock life, conflicted soul. And that was Billie Holiday. I'm going to read that again for marination. Lady of day sung her blues. Her soul was weary. Strange fruit caused more pain. A hard knock life, conflicted soul. Billie Holiday. Okay. The next poem is called I Have Grown, Next Level. I did write a poem entitled I Have Grown years and years ago. It is on my poetry website. And so I was thinking about that poem. So this is like the remix. So this is I Have Grown, Next Level. Drum rolling. I am growing. This is the rebirth of me. I have emerged from the shadows. I am the evolution of a higher self. My vibration is supersonic. And that was I Have Grown, Next Level. Whew. Okay, the next. Okay. This is called Family. And it goes a little something like this. Drum rolling. Family. Some of us bonded with great love, but in the upper room are secrets and deceptions, closets filled with skeletal traumas, cabinets of generational curses, pantries filled with cans of pettiness, refrigerated dysfunctions on the shelf. God don't like ugly, and emoji is lacking. And that was Family. I'm going to read that one again for marination. Family. Some of us bonded with great love, but in the upper room are secrets and deceptions, closets filled with skeletal traumas, cabinets of generational curses, pantries filled with cans of pettiness, refrigerated dysfunction on the shelves. God don't like ugly, and emoji is lacking. And that was Family. I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate out there in the land of Facebook. Okay. The next poem, and probably the last one, this is called Back to the Past, Forward to the Present. So I was kind of thinking about the movie Back to the Future, sort of kind of with that title. So I like to hear it go. Drum rolling for it. I traveled back in time. My ancestors spoke to me. They spoke to me in Negro spiritual songs. During my travels, I saw Harriet. Miss Tubman and I waded together in the waters. We took back our freedom. I visited Nat Turner on the plantation in VA, and he had had enough of enslavement, so we decided to rebel. He led the biggest slave revolt. He was hung, but I got away. I entered the land where Sojourner told truths like Isabella, I am a woman too. I showed up to the Harlem Renaissance, and I created masterpieces with Jacob Lawrence. I hung out with Langston Hughes, and he was the first to tell me His life was no crystal stair. I came back to the present. I found Mz.KIR. Our unification was extraordinary. We are the essence of poetry. I became her. She became me. We write together beautifully. Creatively, we still evolve. And that was Back to the Past, Forward to the Present. I'm going to read that one again, too, because I kind of messed that one up. You know, folks, I can't be messing up my own poems. That's no. So drum rolling again for that. We're going to rewind that. So act like y'all didn't hear that, because I'm going to do it again the correct way. I traveled back in time. My ancestors spoke to me. They spoke to me in Negro spiritual songs. During my travels, I saw Harriet. Miss Tubman and I waded together in the waters. We took back our freedom. I visited Nat Turner on the plantation in VA. He had had enough of enslavement, so we decided to rebel. He led the biggest slave revolt. He was hung, but I got away. I entered the land where Sojourner told truths like Isabella. I am a woman too. I showed up to the Harlem Renaissance. I created masterpieces with Jacob Lawrence. I hung out with Langston Hughes. He was the first to tell me his life was no crystal stair. I came back to the present. I found Mz.KIR. Our unification was extraordinary. We are the essence of poetry. I became her. She became me. We write together beautifully, creatively. We still evolve. And so that was Back to the Past, Forward to the Present. An original written by me, Mz.KIR, and that was written December 18th, 2023. And I think that is the last poem that I will read tonight. I mean, I have a few more that I wrote, but I guess I will read them next month, January, which also is the Writer's Block anniversary, celebrating, let's see, how many years of the Writer's Block? 15 years. Long live the Writer's Block, established January 21st, 2009. Shout outs to my mentor again, as always, Deborah, the Dictator Cheney, because if it wasn't for her, there would be no Writer's Block. So shout outs to Miss Deborah Cheney of the Precious Promise Arts Circle, my mentor. Always got to shout her out and give her thanks, because if it were not for her, there would be no Writer's Block at all whatsoever. I would just be doing my open mics one time a year in the park. But like I said, she believed in me. She believed in me. So shout outs to her. Shout out to everybody who's watching or will watch. Again, to my lovely cousin, Isha Yakov. Shout outs to Jennifer McKiernan, Ladine Frazier. Me and Ladine, we go way back. Way back. We went to school together. In the P field, in the field. I also want to shout out Doreen Ito. She always shows the Writer's Block love. Jersey Garden State, shout out to him. He shows Writer's Block love. Shout out to James Parrish. Looking forward to that poem, James. Shout outs to Jarrell Ford, Inez Spradley, Carrie Ann Lane, Genevieve Powell, aka Lyrical Speech, Miss Wonderment, excuse me, aka Justine Luca, Silent Night, Tina Longford. Me and Tina would go way back. Way back. Antoinette Gross. Way back. Antoinette Gross, that was my BFF. Um, also, let me see who else. Teresa, Unica. I hope I said that right. My homie Tanina Diaz. Tanina, you watching, girl? Hey. Oh yeah. Honey Original, Offset Original. Shout out to her. Shout out to my friend Katina Long. Katina. Shout out to Roberta and Orlando Chandler. Jamila, Miss Tifa, Yuri, shout out to you. Hey. Tokia Muhammad, shout out to you. Hey. Trying to remember. Croataway. Ooh, child. Jessica Regal. Jessica Myers, my childhood friend. Tia Latasha, my childhood friend. Shout out to my cousin, Scott Jacob. Scott Jacob, where you at? Where are you at, Scott Jacob? Okay. Shout out to my cousin, CJ Wright. Oh yeah, shout out to my cousin, Zaranya Lewis. Hey, cousin. Ishmael Muhammad, shout out to you, cuz. Sup? Karaja Yashar. He taught T-Noodle the art of chess and ping pong. So shout out to him. Ramel Watson, that's my homie from New Brunswick, exit 9. Sup, Ramel Watson? Sup, buddy? Trying to think of else. Kenneth Lambert, Sunday C. Wright, Kiara C. Wright, names is not coming to me, but shout outs to them and shout outs to you and you get a shout out, and you. I'd like to thank you so much for tuning in to the end of the year. Mz.KIR, Poetic Live. I thank you. Emotional. Thank you for your support and the love that you show the Writer's Block. Oh yeah, shout out to Angel Martinez. How could I possibly forget him? Of the Brothers Rising, as they always show the Writer's Block love. So shout out to Angel Martinez and Carlos Duflar. I think Carlos has a birthday as well. Carlos Duflar is the top dog of the Brothers Rising Poetry Collective. Yeah, I think he does have a birthday in December. So happy birthday to him and shout outs to him. And oh yeah, Walter Harris has a birthday in December, I think. And Justin, why can't I think his last name? Ooh, sorry, Justin. But anyway, shout outs to you guys and everybody. Give yourself a hug. Thank you. Don't forget to tell a friend. I'll keep you guys posted on the next one for January 2024. 2023 was real. Yeah. So shout outs to everybody. Y'all be breezy. Stay tuned. I will probably post it either on my group page or this page. And yeah, that'll be all. So tell a friend. Y'all be breezy, easy. Remember, I'm wishing you all love, peace, hair grease, happiness, and soul. And remember that edges, they always matter. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. Justin Mitchell. Shout out to him. Remember, edges matter. They matter. Okay? Remember that edges matter. Y'all be breezy. and all that good stuff. And I'll finish posting for what needs to stay in 2023, because some stuff needs to stay, and you know what needs to move forward into 2024. You did? All right. Be breezy, folks. I forgot what?
Something.
What did I forget?
A shout out.
A shout out for who? Girl. Anyway, folks. Anyway. Later, folks. Be breezy.